I was so programmed into thinking a certain way that I felt I got myself into a position where I didn't feel like I had any other choice. Here I am, 17 years old, and you're not really experienced on anything, you know what I mean? I joined when I was 12. I'd been on staff since I was 9 in this very strict environment. I don't have, a real high school diploma. I don't have money. I've been a Scientologist my whole life. There's nothing, I don't know anything else in life. And here I am being told that by having a kid, I'll be committing the biggest crime that you can commit, practically, by deserting the Sea Organization. And then it got to the point where, Jesse was being convinced that it was the right thing to do. So then I was like, am I going to lose my husband too? Is he going to stay? Am I going to have to leave and be by myself at 17 with a kid, no money, no real schooling? I very rapidly was shown the fact that I wasn't going to be able to have the baby because I was put in a position where I was pounded in for 2 days by the top person in my organization, the commanding officer, about how the baby wasn't a baby yet. It was just tissue. It wouldn't matter if I aborted the baby. I went in for the procedure, and the last thing I remember, I'm laying there, and we do an ultrasound before the procedure, so you see the heartbeat. And I go in, and the last thing I remember is I'm laying there, and I was like, they gave me the drug to knock me out, and I was like, no. I was like, but it's too late. I'd already done it. It's something that you can't turn back on. There's nothing you can do to make it up. Every day I see my kids, and there's such a joy in my life. But you always think, what would have been? I wanted that baby with my husband, and having kids is something that's so important to me. I mean, you can see it, I left in 2004, and it's 2010, I have 2 kids. It was something that was important to me. I wanted to have children, and I continued in the Sea Org for several years after that. That was 1996, and in 2001 I was assigned to the Rehabilitation Project Force. I spent 2.5, almost 3 years on the RPF, and I was separated from my spouse. I was separated from all of my friends, my family. And I'd seen, in terms of if somebody wanted to leave, they were put on what's called the RPF's RPF. And that's like, you're not even allowed to talk to other RPF members. You're totally segregated from everybody. Put on even worse hard labor than what you were on in the regular RPF. And people that wanted to leave would sometimes spend 6, 7, 8 months on the RPF. And I was like, I can't do that. I don't want to be here anymore. That it had gotten to the point where I didn't even know what I needed to do to get back out of the RPF, back into the regular Sea Org. And so I finally, because I had seen somebody else do this, I knew that if I did something that they would consider suicidal, that they would get rid of me within 24 hours. And so I took a gulp of bleach and made sure somebody saw me so that I could get out. And I was right. They offloaded me from the Sea Organization within 24 hours, and I came back home. Something's got to change. People can't get away with 100-hour work weeks, no time off, low pay, and be forced into having abortions and get away with it. That's not right.
Church spokesman Tommy Davis said, "No one pressured or encouraged Laura Dieckman to have an abortion." He further denied Dieckman was told by a superior that her fetus was just tissue. Dieckman stopped taking birth control pills at the beginning of 1996 without telling her husband. When she told him she was pregnant, he said he was not ready to have children, according to Davis. Dieckman made her own choices about her pregnancy, Davis said.